Hi, I'm Rosemary Becchi, and I'm running for Congress in New Jersey's 11th District. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I'm super excited because we're joined today by my good friend, Grant Marshall, who is a former New Jersey Devil, won 2 Stanley Cups, played right wing for the New Jersey Devils, and currently works with the New Jersey Devils Alumni Association. So thank you, Grant. Thanks for coming on today and talking to us a little bit.
Absolutely, Rosemary. I'm very excited. You are a good friend, and the last few years get great working with your daughters. So it's always nice, and to be able to talk with you is always a good thing.
Yeah, I think most people know that we're a hockey family, and I'm a hockey mom.
You're a hockey mom.
My favorite part of my day is always being at the rink early in the morning with Francesca. So let's just start and just kind of talk about it. So how are you staying in shape during all of this?
Well, it's the one, obviously being cooped up, quarantine, however you want to put it, it's always never a fun thing. It's, we want to be out there, being active, doing things, like you said, going to the rinks, just doing so many things other than just being in our homes. But for me, it's actually been kind of, the one good thing is I've been really being able to work out. I'm losing a little bit of weight, surprisingly, because I do like to eat. But getting this opportunity, since I can't do the other things with my job, then I just kind of use all that energy into training in my apartment, which is kind of nice. It's working out fine.
So I got to ask you, so all our kids are cooped up, they're not playing team sports. Do you have any recommendation? I mean, you do such an amazing job with my kids and stuff. Do you have any recommendations that kids and families could be doing right now to kind of keep in shape, keep active?
It's always, especially with these things now, with the virtual workouts with Zoom, such a great thing that we're on now. It's really been so good for people to think outside the box. And you don't need the big gyms. You don't need all these areas, even though, keep within the guidelines. My wife and I, we like to get out maybe once every other day or something, go for a walk and stuff, which is really nice to get the fresh air, to kind of get out of that stale of being in the apartment. But being able to think outside the box and working out, you don't need a big area. You just need to be a little creative and really mentally have fun with it, because the most important thing is us being safe. But you can still, doesn't mean you just have to sit and mope and force yourself to think, oh, I'm bored. Well, the more you think negatively, more negative things happen. And just trying to be active and be out there, even when you're cooped up into your place, you can still do something active.
Yeah. So there's a new term that's developing. It's called COVID-15, because everybody's sitting at home eating a lot more than they normally do. Any recommendations on how to stop the kids and yourself from constantly eating?
Well, I think I would say the most effective thing is do not ever enter the kitchen, period. Then you're probably safe. But since that's not going to happen, you just have to be really strong and have lots of willpower. I really love eating, so that's like one of my favorite things to do is eat. But I'm really being able to balance the two of them, like I said, with the working out, eating, knowing what to eat, how to eat, just balancing it, because it's like that. What else are you going to do a lot of times if you especially when you can only work out so long? Well, now what do I do for the next 12 hours of my day? It's, well, the fridge is right there, and the fridge is only 20 feet away. Let's see what's in there. And but eating can be a good thing. It's just basically eating the right things, or eating somewhat the right things, which is going to be important as well.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah. So let me ask you, so as we start to think about, everything reopening and what the world will look like kind of going into the future. I know we've been sitting around watching old Devils games. I think we were back in the 80s.
It's different, totally different game.
But there's lots of talk about like what sports will look like going forward, and whether hockey will be played to an empty stadium, or how we'll go about that. I mean, what are your thoughts in terms of what you think it might look like, and are we going to be okay with not sitting in the stadium watching the games?
Well, I think again, touching on it a bit before, is the most important thing is our safety and our well-being. Sports again are just sports, but they're such a integral part of our life. Everything I'm looking forward. I enjoy watching the Michael Jordan, The Last Dance, and all these certain things. Like you said, the old 80s, which is kind of cool, the old 80s hockey, because it was totally a different game then, which was really, really cool. There's no better feeling as a professional, as an athlete, playing in front of fans, right? Because that's what I always say that we're good at what we do, but if it's not for the fans, I don't have a job. So the beauty of the fans are so important. But then the good thing is that at least if it's not going to be, the games need to be played in a way, because at least they can watch it on TV. They're going to have an outlet to be able to watch the current game on TV instead of just the 1980s. So yes, it's hard as a player to envision playing without fans. But you know what? If the fans can get hockey on TV, as long as they're getting it, then that's pretty important. It's hard for the teams because they're not really making the money. But from a player standpoint, having the fans at least having an opportunity to watch, then I can bypass, not worrying about them not coming to the games for me.
So you work with the New Jersey Alumni Association. Tell us a little bit about that and what you guys do.
Yeah, so I've been working now for the last 12 years since I retired from playing professional hockey. And in a nutshell, we're like the face of the organization. We're out all over the state, whether we're doing clinics to meet and greets to whatever. Even when we're going to the games, doing whether it's an autograph signing or going into the suites and talking to the fans about the current team, about the building, about anything that relates to grassroots and giving back to this great state. I'm proud to be a part of it. It keeps me involved in the game, and I get to meet new people and create bonds and relationships that way.
So tell us all, I'm sure, because everybody always probably asks you this question, what was your greatest moment in hockey?
Well, for me, that's easy. I have really the three greatest moments are I got drafted to my hometown. I'm from Canada, so I got drafted to my hometown in Toronto, Canada, in the first round, which was such a great honor. Growing up watching the Toronto Maple Leafs, so being able to be drafted by them was really cool. But the two obvious main highlights for me is winning 2 Stanley Cups. I won my first Stanley Cup in 1999 with the Dallas Stars, and it was such a great feeling. Just playing in the NHL was your ultimate goal, and then that bonus to win a Stanley Cup was just an amazing feeling. And then getting traded from a team in Columbus, where we were one of the worst teams in the league, and getting traded at the deadline in 2003 to the New Jersey Devils, and going on and win my second Stanley Cup was such a huge luck and an amazing feeling as well.
That's incredible. So tell us, who was your favorite team to play against, and who was the worst?
Well, the worst is all of them, because you hate the teams you play against, right? It's like you don't really say who did you not? I didn't like any of them, but I had a lot of friends on most teams, but I didn't like any. The team, I guess, I don't know. It was always fun with the rivalries, playing against like So for example, playing with New Jersey, the rivalries with the Rangers are always great. You know, in our division, the Islanders, Philadelphia, the fans are crazy. They're nuts. Philly fans are nuts. You know, they're nuts. Yes, Philly fans are nuts. And the best thing about going to Philadelphia is the greatest sound you hear is boo. When they boo you, you know you got them. You know you got them in a way that you don't want them liking you because they're Philly fans, right? Which is great. It's a compliment. In every which way, it's a compliment. I remember playing when I was with Dallas, we almost played every year against the Edmonton Oilers in Canada. And there's no great feeling in playing in Canada, especially my home. You know, the funny story of us growing up is we learned to skate before we learned to walk. It's that hockey's it's just a god. It's the greatest thing in the world. So we'd always play the Edmonton Oilers, and it was always the loudest building in the playoffs. So it was such a great feeling. But you know, Philly fans, you guys aren't right. You're not right.
Yeah, and
with all
I'm
due
sure
respect, with all due respect.
I'm sure I'm going to cost myself some votes, but we are Eagles fans in our house too. But we are Devils fans.
I'm a Dolphin fan. Where do you think that comes from? There's something wrong with me.
All right, what was your favorite rink, and what rink did you like the least?
Well, I'm going to broaden it with all the rinks in Canada. Like I said, it's such a different animal, different atmosphere playing in Canada as it is playing in the States. And it's just, I guess maybe it means more because I am Canadian, so it's going back home and having that home cooking, that home feeling, I guess. And what was that second question? The rink I didn't like?
What was your least favorite?
The least favorite? Well, they all stink. They all aren't fun because they don't like you. And when you're a good team, we had some really good teams. They were all not the most inviting. You know, it wasn't always the most fun, and not necessarily has to pertain to the rink, but San Jose was never the most fun to go to. There wasn't a whole lot to do. The rink it was loud, but it wasn't great.
And let's be clear, they all stink. With two girls playing hockey, I know, because my car always stinks.
Yeah. I know. It's crazy, right?
And girls are worse than boys. Let's be clear.
Are they really? I don't know. I was bad. My gloves. Oh, my skates, horrible.
Oh, yeah, the gloves are the worst. Yeah, and I've tried. Yeah. I think I even tried vacuuming.
Shaving cream helps. Shaving cream helps with the hands after games. Tell her to do shaving cream on her hands. It helps. Little tip.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So one kind of final question for you. So we've got all these kids that are missing seasons and sports and stuff. Like, any recommendations, any final thoughts on, you know, what we as parents could be doing, what the kids should be trying to do? Right. What are your thoughts?
You know, and I have kids myself, and you're so busy, you know, families in general are so busy working, trying to do so much raising families, and we don't always have the times to just be together. And I know we are really together. I think it's a great opportunity for families to just take it all in, you know, kind of get back to being with each other, and, you know, I tell my oldest, put the phone down. Let's just talk. This is a great opportunity because when school gets back going, mine's older, so mine's, you know, one oldest is 18 and she's on doing her things and she wants to be there, and I don't get to see her. So I'm trying to look as the positive side of it and say, you know what, I'm going to use this opportunity to kind of reconnect and be with the family and enjoy that way. And hopefully that ride us through this horrible wave, and then just go do your own thing. So be together, enjoy the time that you have while you can, because it's going to fly by, and we're going to be moving on the move again.
No, I agree. It's been kind of fun watching some of the old games and things like that. It's kind of, You almost forget that you saw them long ago, kind of thing.
Well, we love watching TV a lot. We're back watching different shows. Like we're back watching the Sopranos again. And it's funny watching. I remember laughing. You see how all the high-tech cars nowadays. And back in the day, the old Chevy Tahoe, the style it was back then was the hot car back then. I'm like, that car's horrible now. Or not horrible, but that's not like a high end. That's not a cool car now compared to what it was back then. So it's just see how we evolve, I guess.
Well, thank you, Grant. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you kind of taking the time out of your day to share with everybody some thoughts and ideas about how to kind of get through this with our little athletes. Thank you again.
Absolutely, Rosemary. Thank you so much. You've been a great friend, and I will continue to be a great friend to you and your family. By the way, tell Fran to get a rest tonight. We're doing abs tomorrow. And good luck with everything with the campaign. I know you'll do great.
Thank you.